to stamping out the scourge of anti-Semitism on these campuses.
Like Nick Fuentes.
Nobody
like the Sikh
nobody was willing to stand up for him.
Like standing up for Alliance
And I think the American people don't want a private university with a $53 billion endowment to get $1 while a Jewish kid is being discriminated against on campus.
First of all, let me hold on. Let me just say.
A complete joke.
What's happening, everybody? Yesterday, Scott Jennings joined the gang over at Newsnight with Abby Phillip. Scott Jennings was up against a group of grumpy Gusses in this one. For some reason, these folks were super passionate about returning a criminal to the United States and promoting anti-Semitism on Harvard's campus. Both issues that are extremely important to the American people. Anyway, let's try to figure out what the hell these liberals are on about now as we watch Scott Jennings make short work of CNN's useful idiots. Let's go.
I think that this is all about anti-Semitism. I mean, I believe that what's happened on these campuses in the Ivy League and in other places, mostly private institutions, has been an abomination. And someone has to stand up for these Jewish kids.
It's not going to be the rabbi at the table.
Someone stands up. Someone has to stand. Someone has to stand up.
It's not going to be my friends in Jewish studies who have their
grants until Donald Trump came along in his administration and decided to connect federal funds to stamping out the scourge of anti-Semitism on these campuses.
Like Nick Fuentes.
Nobody
like the Sikh
nobody was willing to stand up for him.
Like standing up for Alliance.
And I think the American people don't want a private university with a $53 billion endowment to get $1 while a Jewish kid is being discriminated against on campus.
First of all, let me hold on. Let me just say.
A complete joke.
Why is it a
You
joke?
guys are nowhere. You have white supremacists in your party and in your administration. Oh, Nick Fuentes. Oh, whatever. It's
He's
just
not
a
in our
dinner.
administration.
Oh, Alliance for Deutschland. Oh, it's not really a Sikh Heil salute. Go to CPAC.
You sound
There's anti-Semitic
unhinged.
conspiracy
You sound
theories
crazy.
all over the place.
Do you not want these college campuses to do better? Do you condone what is
That's
happening
what
to these
Harvard
Jewish
agreed
kids?
to do. They already agreed.
I think the issue is not whether these universities should address anti-Semitism. The question is, how is the government using government power to do it? That there is a complete distinction between the university addressing its own problems and the government forcing them to do it in a particular way.
The entanglement comes when you take federal money. If Harvard wants to give up the federal money, you can do all the anti-Semitism I guess you want at Harvard or any other school, but
Yes,
that's not the issue.
That's not the
This
issue.
was really about fighting
So if I'm not mistaken, I think I've seen this guy before a bunch of times, and every time I've heard him talk in the past, it's been about the scourge of anti-Semitism. Not to mention, he's a rabbi. So this guy has dedicated his life to his people and their culture. Yet he hates Donald Trump so much that he's willing to look the other way about anti-Semitism on Harvard's campus. These people are truly sick, because it was always my understanding, and by no means am I an expert in Judaism, that the Jewish people were against anti-Semitism. Has something changed? Let me know in the comments. I'm also not loving how disrespectful he's being to Scott Jennings. You see, you're talking to my guy all wrong. I'm not worried. Scott can handle himself. Also, for as long as I can remember, the Democrat Party has told me that I'm racist, everybody else is racist, and racism and racism and racism. So isn't this a no-brainer for them to say racism on Harvard's campus is bad? I mean, I thought this situation was right up their alley. Whatever. Oh, real quick, I'll get right back to the video. But this guy cares about Nick Fuentes and a made-up Nazi salute more than he cares about anti-Semitic rhetoric on his school's campus. Scott's right. This guy's just off his rocker. So for the next clip, I just jumped forward in the same episode, and this is the part where they talk about deporting that MS-13 gang member to El Salvador.
It's an error and it wasn't a mistake. So this, I think you're speaking about their public view of the case.
I'm telling you that their view of it is that
public.
It's an El Salvador citizen who was sent back to El Salvador, who was in the country illegally, who, according to some people in his long process, which does include an existing deportation order, believes that he has an affiliation with MS-13. As I said, there's no version of this man's life where he comes back. And let me say one more thing. The people that want him brought back need to understand something. If the president of El Salvador releases him, and we do facilitate his return, when he lands in this country, one of two things will happen. He will be arrested, and then he'll either be sent back to El Salvador, where he is now, or some other country that I promise you don't want to go to. He's not going to be allowed to come back and live in this country as though he is a U.S. citizen.
That's literally the definition of tyranny, right? So here's what's going to happen. We're going to throw him in jail. No, there's a thing called the rule of law and due process, which has not been followed in this case. And if I have a slightly optimistic take on this, I actually think this is going to come back to bite the Trump administration, because what's going to happen is the next time this goes up the court system, they have absolutely zero credibility to say, don't worry, you can file a habeas petition, you can get your person back. The courts are not going to allow this to happen. And the idea that the Trump administration has the right of fiat to just decide to ship somebody off to another country, that is fundamentally opposed to everything a constitutional democracy
they have the ability to deport people who have deportation orders. Do they not? He got due process. He has a deportation order.
But then why didn't they make that argument?
Withholding of his removal order. So he was in the country a bit temporarily.
Why did he have a withholding?
Because an immigration judge ruled that.
But why? What was the argument? Because he was fearful of a gang that hasn't existed in El Salvador for 4 years. There's more of that gang in Los Angeles than there is in El Salvador.
That's not for us to decide. That's the immigration judge decides that.
Can I just tell everyone something right now?
When I say that the Democrat Party is down bad, I mean their biggest complaint right now is that we're not returning a criminal that is in this country illegally and has a deportation order. Not to mention, the Supreme Court ruled against their argument 9-0, yet they persist. I apologize in advance for cursing, but this is fucking crazy. So the big goal that the Democrats hope to accomplish is to bring a criminal back to the United States who's already back in his home country. Let's say pigs fly and they get what they want. What then? What's the reward for the American people if they succeed? Or even the Democrat Party? What do they get out of this? Like Scott said, there's only one way this story ends, and it's with that guy going back to El Salvador. The Democrat Party is so effing pathetic right now. What are they doing? Who thought this was a good hill to die on? Oh yeah, speaking of stupid hills to die on, I'm wrong. The deportation thing isn't the most important issue to them right now. There's an equally important issue. Don't forget their fight to make sure anti-Semites have the right to spew hate on Harvard's campus. This stuff's fun to talk about because it's so preposterous, but we all need to stay focused because this is all noise and distractions intended to subvert Donald Trump's administration at every single turn, not to mention the American people. But what do you guys think? In either of these scenarios, do the Democrats have a case? Do they have any reason to be going this hard? Can they justify the time, money, and effort they're putting into these stupid non-stories? Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you like watching videos of Scott Jennings making fools of an entire room of CNN folks, then click on one of the videos that's about to pop up on your screen. Otherwise, as always, I've got the best viewers on the planet. I'm so grateful you took a couple minutes out of your day to watch my video. It means the world to me. Never, ever, ever forget Jesus loves you. I'll see you guys.